another episode of Dugout Discussion. Today we will be talking about the India-Bangladesh encounter, and there will also be a preview of the upcoming India versus New Zealand clash. So, প্রথমেই firstly I'll go to Rishi. Rishi, what is your take on India's comprehensive win against Bangladesh? Bangladesh have been competing against India, giving India tough competition in the recent games. But this was actually a one-sided affair. Even in the Asia Cup, we saw Bangladesh beating India, but this was a completely different game and fourth win in a row for India. So, your reactions?
So hi everyone. So I think it has been a very comprehensive win, and I didn't expect anything miraculous or a winning performance by Bangladesh or comprehensive performance by Bangladesh, because as Adrista said, they have been winning quite a bit against India, but you can see that in those matches India never played with their strong 11. They changed the bench a bit. They gave the youngsters some chances in those matches, and I think when it comes to World Cup, you can see the difference between the two teams. I mean, I feel a bit sorry for Bangladesh because I think they have been playing World Cup since 1996, and the far they went to the World Cup, the furthest they went to the World Cup was in 2015, I guess, in the quarterfinals, where Rohit Sharma scored a century. So I think it's the only country which I think they have been progressing very, not in a very, I should say, in a progressive manner, I think. I mean, it's very quite a soft development for them, because normally, after so many years of cricket at international level, you can see what Afghanistan has been doing. They have been consistently, it's not I mean, we always talk about upset, but when Afghanistan is beating a team like England and, creating this sort of results regularly nowadays, it's not an upset anymore. And they've been playing good cricket when in 50 overs, it's not an upset anymore. So same goes to Bangladesh. I mean, yes, they went to the quarterfinals in 2015, but I think except 2007, I can't recall any match. Yeah, against England they played well, but it's something which you don't expect for Bangladesh. You expect a bit of consistent performance from them, a better performance from them when it comes to major ICC tournaments. And comes to India, I mean, they are in ravishing form right at the moment. I mean, I hope the same thing goes around with them till the in such a great form. And and they almost all the matches have been one-sided till now. The Australia one was a bit of challenging, but in the end you can see the match was all over within 40 overs. uh, Same with Pakistan now against Bangladesh. I think they are really looking good, and all the basics were covered. A bit of challenging situation did came when the openers put up a show of 93 run partnership, but again the way India came back into the game, it was really pleasing, and it really feels like every all the basics are getting covered and it's clicking at the right moment.
Absolutely. And Saitya, I'll now come to you. We saw Hardik Pandya getting injured in the first innings while trying to field a ball, stop a ball from going to the boundary. He has twisted his ankle and won't be going with the team to play the match against New Zealand. So, how big a miss is Hardik Pandya, and how do you think India will make the changes to the playing 11, and who can come in as a replacement for Hardik Pandya?
Yeah, good evening, Adrishita. Good evening to everyone in the panel. Uh, See, in this squad, India has, I mean, for every other player except for Hardik Pandya and Ravindra Jadeja, there can be a replacement. When suppose a batter gets injured, then in place of him, an Ishan Kishan or a Surya Kumar Yadav can come in. If a pacer gets injured, then of course Mohammad Shami can fill in. But the position, the pivotal position which Hardik Pandya holds, he plays for he's a proper all rounder. He's a proper pacer and a proper batter. So his position, his like to like replacement is very tough. In that case, India first of all has no other alternative for Hardik Pandya in this 15. But if you see the Dharmshala's history, it's a very pacer friendly pitch, but at the very same time, it's a high scoring pitch as well. The boundaries are around 70 meter. in all the sides. So I think this will be a good opportunity uh, to give Mohammad Shami the chance he has deserved throughout. Shardul Thakur can fill in Hardik Pandya's spot, although no, he's not the perfect replacement. But yeah, Shardul Thakur can bat up the order, and Mohammad Shami can come in. So India can play three full-time pacers, a spinner in the form of Kuldeep Yadav and Ravindra Jadeja, and I think that will be a well-balanced team against New Zealand.
Okay, so Shubhradeep, New Zealand and India, both the teams are unbeaten till now. They have 4 wins under their belt each. And do you think that this match can potentially be called a final, a
First
dress
semi-final.
rehearsal for the final?
I will call this the first semi-final of this World Cup. First final, sorry. There will be two final according to me. The first final is on Sunday between India and New Zealand, and the final will be also between these two teams only.
Just to add one more thing, do you think that New Zealand are the only team that can stop India at the moment? Because New Zealand might have a better net run rate than that of India, but if you see, India have comprehensively won all the matches. For New Zealand, they have won some matches comprehensively by a big margin, not all of them. But for India, apart from that Australia stutter at the beginning of the innings, all the matches have been won convincingly where the opponents haven't been given any sniff. So, do you think that New Zealand have what it takes in their arsenal to stop India?
They have that potential, and I think this will be the game changing for the table. This match will turn around the table, and I guess New Zealand has the upper hand
Okay, and why do you say that?
because we know the record between India and New Zealand. So we have never won against New Zealand in World Cups. So that's why.
Okay, so Rishi, do you agree with that point, or you have something else to add?
Yeah, partly agreed because I agree with the point with what he said. When it come to records, India haven't won matches. The record is not so convincing as New Zealand. I would like add something with what Shaituda said. With the team, I think in this match, I certainly feel what India will do, and is that I think Mohammad Shami will play in. Okay, and because his ball in Dharamshala, normally we have seen in IPL as well, whenever he plays in Dharamshala or in Mohali, his ball lips in a bit, okay, and that causes a bit of problem. Williamson is not there, so that will cause a bit of problem with players like Will Young, okay, and the ball shifts away from the left-handers. So Conway has a little bit of problem in that, okay, as well as Tom Latham. He doesn't have a very good record. Normally plays well against India, but against Mohammad Shami, he faced a bit of banter in previous series. We have seen that. So I think Mohammad Shami will be a very good addition to this point which Haikuda said. And coming into the Hardik Pandya's, I think Mohammad Shami will play in place of Shardul. And I think India will add on Ishan Kishan or Surya Kumar in place of Hardik Pandya, and they will go with 5 specialists. I know that will be disadvantage because the bowler will be lacking, but I think that is going to be the case this time. Because I don't see 6 bowlers if New Zealand gets on with the bat in a positive way. I don't see not if the 6 bowlers stop them from scoring above. So in Dharamsala that kept a bit of low, and I was quite surprised seeing that seeing those conditions. So I think India might go with that with 5 specialist bowlers. Coming to Subhratipda, I think the record does stand in the favor of New Zealand, but I think India might have a upper hand because the only player who have dominantly played well against them, in the Indian conditions as well, that's Ken Williams, and that's missing, and that's where the Indian experience, players like Mohammad Shami, Bumrah comes in handy. Okay, and at the same point of time, New Zealand, Shubhadip said, I think I agree with him where the bowling of New Zealand is, for me, is the most formidable attack in this World Cup along with India. Because I just love seeing Matt Henry. I think he reminds me of Shane Bond. You know, Trent Bolt has always been effective for them. Loki Ferguson, he has been a bit of expensive in present days, but he has a bit of pace in him. Satner, he's the smartest bowler in the world right now, and he's my favorite pick. I mean, he is something else. He bowls simply the simple line and length, and he gets the best productivity out of the pitch. So I think New Zealand bowling stands out for me. If they can't contain the Indian batting lineup, I think India batting first will definitely score above 300. I expect them to score above 300. And if they are chasing, I don't see, I hope we don't see much more than 280, because if New Zealand get past 280 or 290, I think New Zealand might sniff a chance a bit of in this game. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game.
Okay, so guys, I'm sure you must have been seeing the dressing room footages, the videos that have been coming out from the Indian cricket team official page, uh, especially the best fielder of the match award. I think the dressing room, the camaraderie in the dressing room is quite palpable, and it's great to watch. You all must have played cricket at various points in your career. How important is the dressing room atmosphere to the performance of a team? How important is it? And do you think that that is one of the reasons why India is doing so well on the field?
I think it plays a vital effect, vital role in a team, any team, I think, or any sport you can see. I remember, I remember certain sort of, sort of scenarios before also. I have seen the Pakistan team, Babar Azam talking about the team in the dressing room during the actually T20 World Cup. I've seen some, sort of videos of Ricky Ponting during Deadly Daredevils, and mostly I follow the football side when Zlatan, when AC Milan won the league and on. So this motivational talks really help you. Certain credentials when it gets, it just puts a player and the ambience in the dressing room to a different level altogether. You see the team backing up so strongly, and when if something went wrong, if something went wrong, you miss a catch or you lose a match in a group stage, say for New Zealand. Okay, it's very important that these cameos, in the dressing room take place, to back up the player and give him the confidence. No, it's fine. It's an off day for you, but we are with you, and you could go on to give your best in the field, and it puts a very big positive energy around the players in the dressing room, and gives a boost, to give your best in the field. And it's very important when in the crunch game comes in, semi-finals or a final. You just And the same thing which Simon Dole actually mentioned when the New Zealand England series was going on in England. I think Nasir Hussain, Simon, they were having a chat with all the teams in the World Cup how they will perform. And Simon Dole mentioned one thing regarding India is that India could be unbeatable. They could be invincible in this World Cup. The only thing which actually concerns him and looking at the team is that India succumbs to the pressure. Okay, when it comes to ICC tournaments, when like semi-finals or the finals. Okay, if he actually stated that if India play fearless cricket like the way Australians have done during 2003, 2007, 2015 World Cup, then India could just be invincible. And looking at the ambience, I just hope for it. We all wish for that.
Absolutely. Shahid, though, uh, it has been a great, smooth campaign for India thus far, but there have been a lot of positives. But can you pinpoint any aspect where India can improve?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, what Rishida, the anecdotes he has used, those are to the point. Means I really appreciate this kind of anecdotes that he remembers. And I just want to add one more thing. Means that is the initiative that the Indian cricket team and the BCCI is giving a hit. That is the best fielders medal. I mean, this could be the game changer. Means in the overall aspect, I will say, because see, fielding is something each and every one of the 15 have to do. Okay, all of them have to do. Means they have to be good at it, and we can see the change in the body language in all the players who are present in the ground. Like a Kuldeep Yadav in the boundary is saving runs like anything. Whereas if you see today's match, which is going right now, a catch miss of Warner has cost Pakistan around 140 runs, more than that. So fielding is a great aspect, and the initiative they have started, I really, really appreciate that. See, the only thing I would say that is, India is not actually lacking. It would be too greedy for me to say that India is lacking anywhere because they are like cruising on. But the one aspect is India has still, up till still now, they have not defended any score. They have only chased. In all the 4 innings, they have always chased. I really hope that in the Delhi game against Afghanistan, had India got an opportunity to bat first, means it would have been a batter's paradise. Delhi is known for that, and it would be a great match to watch. But unlucky for us that Afghanistan won the toss and they chose to bat. So this is one aspect. If India is forced to bat first against New Zealand, so what kind of approach they will take? As Rishi has already mentioned, that in the first innings, if you score a big total in Dharmshala, that could be around 300 to 330, and that will be a safe score. But also you have to keep in mind that in the second innings, the means when you are playing against a team like New Zealand, they won't go easy against you. So our pressure has to, our bowlers have to exert the equal amount of pressure to restrict them below par.
So, do you think that because India have already won 4 matches now, they'll try to test themselves by if they win the toss, irrespective of the conditions? Do you think they'll go and defend the total?
See, it's very frankly, if they want to test themselves, New Zealand is not the team they should try against. Not New Zealand, not England. Means they will be playing against Netherlands and other teams. Although all the teams are equally capable because they have come to the World Cup, but still New Zealand, as Shubhrodev has already mentioned, this is kind of the first virtual final. So against New Zealand, they shouldn't test. If they win the toss, it would be a very prudent decision to ball first because the Dhamshala's record state that way. But again, if they are forced to bat first, then they should be fearless. And all our top five are like they're cruising in the moment. If they all click on the very same day, even if three of them click on the same day, then it would be a nightmare for the team who is playing against them.
Absolutely. And Shubhrodeep, if Mohammad Shami comes into the playing 11 for this game, we have seen Mohammad Siraj. He hasn't been as lethal as we have seen him in recent times prior to the World Cup. He has picked up wickets at the back end, but not that much with the new ball. So, do you think Mohammad Shami will share the new ball with Bumrah, or will you stick to Siraj and Bumrah and bring Shami in as the first change bowler?
I think India will stick to their original plan. The only change they will make is Mohammad Shami will play in place of Hardik Pandya, and Shardul Thakur will play as a seventh batsman. And as you asked me, Siraj, Bumrah, and Shami. So I think Shami will come as a first change, and then Bumrah and Siraj will open the attack.
Okay. Rishi?
Yeah, I agree with Shubhradeep there. But only one thing I feel, I think this will be a safe attack. But I just have a feeling that Shardul might miss out. I think India will go in. If Shami plays, then India will get uh, either Surya or Ishan Kishan on board. Uh, and since it's Dharamsala and it will be a belter, and along with that, if Ishan Kishan plays, Surya or Ishan Kishan, as I said, if Ishan Kishan plays, I think it will be easier. I won't say easier, but it will get a bit of easy to score runs of Satna, I guess, because bowling to all the right-handed batsmen, I think Satna might have the upper hand, which he had throughout the World Cup till now. But I really think Ishan Kishan or Surya might get in place of Pandya.
Okay. And Shahid, though, do you think that there is a role for Ish Sodhi? Could he come in to the playing 11?
Uh, for New Zealand, I don't see them making a lot of changes in the tournament. Just after the first match, they just swapped Nisha and for Lockie Ferguson, I think. And
Yeah.
except for the forced change when Williamson came in place of Will Young, and again then he got injured and he was seated. So it's very unlikely that New Zealand would tinker with this kind of a lineup which is winning them matches. So Ishodi might have to wait for his turn.
Okay. So we are almost towards the end closing stages of our video of this session. So like we tend to close our sessions, I'll ask all three of our panelists the X Factor players, the two X Factor players from each side. So I'll start with Rishi.
For me, it's going to be a Devon Conway, and from bowling point of view, definitely it will be Matt Henry because he has caused problems to India. We have seen during our nightmare in 2019 World Cup as well. So yeah, both of them for me from New Zealand side, and from India side, uh, I feel I won't say like it's a redemption time, but I would like to see in that way. It's time for redemption, and I think Virat Kohli again he got a century, and I would like to say, uh, yeah, I think it will be mostly Jadeja, Ravindra Jadeja.
Okay, Shubhradeep.
On my side, from India team, Virat Kohli and Mohammad Shami, and from England, Trent Bolt and Tom Latham and Devon Conway as well.
Okay,
New
we know
Zealand,
that
New
Tom
Zealand.
Latham has a great record against India.
That's why.
Okay, and Shahid?
Yeah, from New Zealand side, I would agree Matt Henry. He's just lethal in this World Cup. But it's a very tough choice between Matt Henry and Lockie Ferguson. But since the X factor has been mentioned, Lockie is going a little bit expensive compared to Matt Henry. And in the batters, I feel Will Young might give a new kind of spark. In the Indian side, if Shami plays, which is quite likely, then I feel in the bowlers department he might be the X factor because he has still not played a game. And in the batters side, I would say any one of Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli, most likely Virat Kohli because he's the top run getter against New Zealand in this 11 who are playing.
Okay, absolutely. And for me, I think the bowlers from New Zealand, it will be Rachin Ravindra. I think the young kid has just come of age in recent times, and he has that X factor. He can go from ball one and also play the big innings. So he could be a lethal opposition for India. And along with him, with the ball, I think Lockie Ferguson could be key. We have seen him, he has not been in his prime form in recent times, but if he clicks, he has the pace, and if he gets some bounce, some assistance from Dharamshala pitch, he can be a lethal customer for India to deal with. And for the men in blue, I think at the top it will be Shubman Gill, my X Factor player, because he scored his T20 international century against New Zealand and also a double hundred against this same team. So I think he could be key. And with the ball, I'll agree with Shaito. If Shami plays, it's going to be Shami. A record of 31 wickets in 11 World Cup ODI World Cup matches. That's no joke. I mean, I don't know how he's still finding a place on the bench, but it is what it is. Let's just hope he comes into the side and shows his quality. So it was a great session. We didn't extend things too much. We spoke to the point. I hope you guys liked it. And like you have been doing, please like our channel, subscribe, like the videos, share with your friends. And we'll be keeping you updated with all that is going on in the ODI World Cup. And a lot of surprises are in store for you guys. So stay tuned. Thank you, everyone.